Hi, I'm Matt with Keeping It YYC. Today we're joined by Anita Christensen of YYC Crafts. How are you today, Anita?
I'm good, Matt. Thanks. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for
Good.
asking. We'll get right into it. How about you tell us a little bit about your business, YYC Crafts?
Sure, yeah. YYC Crafts is my home-based business, and I'm actually in the heart of it here right now in my studio. This is where I get to combine two of my passions, which is making people happy and creating handmade cards. And I've been making cards for about 12 years now. And in that time, I've learned a lot of different techniques and how to make different styles of cards. And it's always a learning process. Like, that's the thing that I love about card making, is that there's always something new to learn. Whenever my friends come over, they always want to come down into my studio, and it's like, what's new in the studio, Anita? So it's kind of funny. And the reason actually why I mention my friends is, if it wasn't for them, I actually wouldn't be creating personalized cards, which is something that I'm really passionate about. And that's what I do, is custom ordering with my cards. So over the years of doing that, I've learned to ask a few specific questions that I ask my client, and then I can create a unique personalized card for the recipient that's based just for them. And so you can't just go to a store and buy something like that, right? So it makes it really special and a keepsake for that person.
Okay, so you have options that are, we'll say, air quotes, on the shelf, and also you can just straight up personalize the thing start to finish.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I just posted, I made a graduation card for a client a few years ago, and I posted it on my Facebook business page the other day, and she saw it. So then she actually commented on there saying that it was her daughter that I made it for, and her daughter's 20 now, and she still has the card, and she loves it. And it was just the memories that it holds for her. And it just, like, that, to me, that's just amazing. Like, that's why I do what I do, is for that right there.
That's awesome. That's a really nice touch, having it personalized to people. That's something that you don't get walking into a store. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're a home-based business. What are you doing to adapt in this current environment?
Well, I used to go to a few craft fairs and stuff, but actually at the end of April, I started my own e-commerce. So I've started with that. And I think now, especially now, it's really important for people to feel safe. So giving them the option to be able to stay home and shop online, I think is really good. Another thing too is that when they do order a card from me, if they don't want that card passing, through too many hands, or if they don't want to have to deal with it, I can just mail it directly to the recipient for them too.
Okay.
And when I do that, for me to seal the envelope of the card, I will not lick the envelope. I use a double-sided adhesive tape to seal the envelope for them.
That is a good call right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody likes licking envelopes anyway.
No, they don't. That's for sure. Yeah.
Perfect. So,
oh, sorry. Another thing I did too is that just because people have so much time on people have more time on their hands. I know I do. Like, that's why, going with the website and social media and stuff. And I also created a Facebook group, and it's to teach people how to make cards. So for people that want to learn how to make cards, there you go.
That's actually great.
Yeah.
So do you do little video tutorials, live things? What do you do on that?
Yeah, I've done a couple live calls, and then there's some video tutorials on there. And I also have like some stuff that I'll type up and put on there for information for them too.
That's fantastic. You're doing that. That's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually.
Perfect. So the next question I have is, what can people do in general to support our local businesses?
Well, I know one thing for us, like, we always try to buy local within our area. So I think that's really important for people to do. But I also think right now in this time, with people being, there's a lot of people that are alone right now. So I think that trying to support people emotionally, even though you can't physically be there for them, is really important. And if you're home with your kids or whatever's going on and you have some time in your day, put together a few cards, go around, just drop them in people's mailboxes if it's somebody that's living by themselves or something, or even thank you cards out to frontline workers. Like, my son's a frontline worker, and I worry about him every time he goes to work. So
Absolutely. I hear what you're saying. In this situation right now, people need that emotional support, especially physical distancing is exactly that. We're taking away all that human contact and that touch. So myself personally, I miss hugging people.
yeah, for sure. Me too. I'm a big hugger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big void that suddenly is in my life personally. So I can see a lot of people having a similar void. So you have to
Yeah.
try to do something to help out emotionally, I think. So it's a
Yeah, absolutely.
good call. So my last question is, what kind of tips and tricks can you share with people in relation to your expertise?
Okay, well, something I've learned over the years is that if you are going to start making cards, especially to sell them, make sure you have a really good base card stock for your card base. And I suggest a minimum of 80-pound card stock for that. That way you can go nuts and embellish your card as much as you want, and it will still stand up and display nicely on the shelf. And another tip too is that to have really good lighting. You can see I've got a cord hanging back there. Like I've got like 2 lights on my ceilings. I have a light for this table, a light for my other table. Like really good lighting for coloring and stuff is really important, especially when you're looking at a lot of small detail all the time too. It can be really hard on the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all the questions that I had for you today, Anita. Really appreciate you taking the time to join us. We do ask that you end the interview off by looking into the camera and stating your name and name of your business, and asking the people watching to keep it local, keep it YYC.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm Anita Christensen with YYC Crafts. Make sure to keep it local and keep it YYC.